It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good Monday morning to you. Hope your weekend was fantastic. Hope it felt longer than it was. That's not normally how it goes, but I hope it did for you this weekend. We'll talk about the weekend coming up. First, though, an unprecedented presidential race just got even crazier with just about 4 weeks until the Democratic National Convention. They do not know who their candidate will be. In a shocking move, the current president of the United States bowed out of the race yesterday in a letter that he posted to X. President Biden gave in to mounting pressure from those within his own party who pointed to his poor debate performance against Trump and questioned his cognitive abilities and what they thought were his decreasing chances to win against Trump, and pressured him to get out of the race. Yesterday, he did so. The logical next candidate is Vice President Kamala Harris, but it's not a done deal yet. She could be brushed aside to make way for somebody that the Democrats think have a better chance in the general election, which is now a little more than 2 months away. They're calling it what could be a mini primary, an open convention. I mean, this sort of thing hasn't happened since 1968. So we're living in history-making times. It's
It will not be
unbelievable.
Kamala Harris. It will not be.
You don't think so?
I'm sure of it. She's been a wallflower for too long. They don't feel like they can win with her. If they felt like they could win with her, if they were excited about her, we would already know it.
Well, I just don't know who else it's going to be. I mean, she's never gotten a single vote in a primary. I mean, she was in the 2020 race and had to bow out before the first primary, before the first caucus.
I'm just saying, if the DNC was going to pick her, they already would have. Does that make sense? It would have come at the same time. It would have been like President Biden
It's the Biden delegates that will choose who the candidate is at the convention.
Yeah. Anyway, This is just my guess. I don't know. We'll see, but that's my guess. The Missouri woman, this is interesting. The Missouri woman whose murder conviction was overturned after she served 43 years in prison. What? 43 years in prison for a crime that she did not commit. She is now out of prison. 64-year-old Sandra Hemme left the prison Friday, reunited with her sister, her daughter, and her granddaughter. She did not speak with reporters, unfortunately, but did go visit immediately her dad, who is suffering from kidney failure. A judge recently ruled there was evidence of her actual innocence, but Missouri's Attorney General fought her release. She'd been convicted of stabbing to death a library worker in St. Joseph in 1980. Here's what complicated the sentence, though. She actually got in trouble while she was in prison. She had a 10-year sentence in 1996 for attacking a prison worker with a razor blade, and a 2-year sentence in 1984 for offering to commit violence. Hemme had been known as the longest held wrongly incarcerated woman in the U.S., according to her legal team at the Innocence Project. That is a crazy story.
It is.
Honestly, I'm glad she went to see her dad. That is the most important thing. But I wish she would have talked to reporters, because that is absolutely insane what she just went through.
Well, I'm looking forward to the Netflix documentary on this.
It's going to happen.
Because there's a lot involved with this case. Part of the story is that a police officer who's deceased is the one who actually committed the crime and framed her for it.
Yeah.
She was convicted twice, though, of this. I'd like to know what exactly the Missouri Attorney General is fighting when he doesn't want her released. I'd like to know what he has, you know what I mean? What his argument is.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that we don't know about this. And the attacking someone with a knife or a razor blade in prison.
Yeah.
that would lead one to believe that maybe you're capable of doing some other stabbing. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's wild.
The judge seemed pretty certain, freeing her immediately.
Right. And saying that there's evidence of her innocence, which that's not a common, you don't hear that often at all. I mean,
It's
that's
just not
like,
guilty, but innocence is a different thing. Yeah. But the state is fighting it. So I don't know. It's interesting. We'll hopefully there's more to come on this. The Springfield area, meanwhile, lost a hero over the weekend. Jack Hamlin, the final veteran from World War II from Springfield, passed away at the age of 102. Wow, what a life. Mr. Hamlin was honored just last month in Springfield. The mayor gave him the key to the city and declared June 6th as Jack Hamlin Day. Mr. Hamlin was a D-Day veteran who, imagine his job during D-Day. He was pulling injured soldiers from the water and then getting to a hospital ship while he was in the U.S. Coast Guard. Wow. He was a graduate of Central High School and Drury University and lived in Springfield for most of his life. American hero. And sadly, the last World War II era veteran from our area. The development, this is an ongoing saga. The development proposed for the northwest corner of Sunshine and National is still up in the air, not only when it comes to court cases and zoning and rezoning, but also in what it could end up looking like. The proposal. The developers say they still aren't certain what they hope will sit on that corner, which sees some of the highest traffic volume in all of the city. The proposal had been different things at different times over several months, from a 5-story apartment building with retail on the ground floor to pickleball courts and a food court, food trucks. And now who knows? We're not sure. They're rethinking it. Some residents, as you know, of University Heights have been fighting the development, concerned about traffic and other issues. The Springfield Planning and Zoning Commission will take up the case once again on August 8th, a new rezoning issue. Then the city council is expected to hear from the public on September 9th. That could be a very contentious, loud meeting before voting happens, or is supposed to happen by the city council. We'll see on September 23rd. So on it goes.
Yes, on it goes. Greene County just handed out, speaking of on it goes, Ethan.
Yeah.
Greene County just handed out more federal COVID money to 29 local small businesses, this time adding up to more than $300,000. Valerie Abbas Salon in downtown Springfield received the highest amount, which she's great. That's exciting for her. Just more than $20,000. Followed by the Elite Pain Management, right at $20,000. Greene County received nearly $57 million in federal COVID money at the outset, and it must all be given out by the end of this year. It's interesting. I actually thought that deadline had passed, but it has not. So
yeah, there's still money to give out, and God bless the businesses that are still in business after COVID. They made it this long.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'll be nice to get the money, but they probably could have used it a couple of years ago.
Missouri Governor Mike Parson is traveling to Belgium and the United Kingdom today. He and the First Lady are on a trip to promote Missouri when it comes to doing international business. Belgium and the UK are key trade partners for Missouri, with more than $630 million in exports between the two of them last year alone. That's amazing.
Yeah.
The governor and First Lady are scheduled to return on Friday.
Big deal. That's a lot of money. That took me by surprise. $630 million in trade with the UK and Belgium and Missouri. Cool.
We told you about Patrick Mahomes and his wife, Brittany, expecting baby number 3. We now know it is a girl. They announced it on Instagram. They already have a girl, one of them, named Sterling, and a boy named Bronze. So we'll see what she's going to be named. Good for them.
Steel.
So,
lead.
Girl.
We'll see what they
girl, boy, girl.
Yep. The Ozark Empire Fair starts Thursday. That's always a big time. It's the 88th year for the annual festival that highlights our area's agriculture, the family fun time, and of course, the good food. This year, the theme is Summer's Biggest Party. For a lot of folks, this will be their first look at the brand new $25 million Wilson Logistics Arena that's out there on the fairgrounds, home to the Ozarks Lunkers Arena League football team. The fair starts on Thursday and runs through August 3rd. And then the annual Price Cutter Charity Championship was played over the weekend at Highland Springs and Springfield. And sometimes stormy weather marked the tournament this year. The bigger winner was Matt McCarty. He came in at 25 under par.
Wow.
25 under par.
25 under par.
He won by. Yeah, it was. They were killing the course this week. The course was in good playing shape. They had rain a couple of days beforehand. So he ended up winning by 3 strokes. Since its inception, we told you about this. It's that Price Cutter is such a great tournament. The charity championship has raised more than $20 million for local children's charities. And we'll find out in, I don't know, a couple of months. I think on Giving Tuesday is when we find out how much they raised this year. That's and cool. How they're giving it out to local charities. So that's awesome. That's usually when they do it.
All right, it's a big week. The Olympics start Friday. The big opening ceremonies will be on NBC. You can tune in for that. Then the following 2 weeks, events will be shown on the NBC network of stations.
Yeah.
I, for one, can't wait.
You can almost see everything. They almost have enough channels to see everything that's going on in the Olympics for 2 straight weeks.
Yeah, that's wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, tomorrow you can donate blood and support Christian County first responders. Nixa and Ozark are going head-to-head in a little friendly competition to see which town can collect more donated blood. So in Nixa, it's Tuesday, July 23rd. That's tomorrow from 10 to 4 at North Point Church, which is on Tracker Road. So that's if you're on Team Nixa. If you're on Team Ozark, it's from 10 to 4 at the CCAD building, which is on 320 North 20th Street in Ozark.
Okay.
So there you go. Now you know, and it's a competition. So support your community. If you don't live in Ozark or Nixa, that's okay. You can pick which one you want to support and drive to one of those locations. All the donors will get a limited edition boots, badges, and bandages t-shirt honoring first responders while supplies last. They also encourage appointments. You don't have to have an appointment, but they like for you to. You can do that by contacting the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks.
Yeah, they were saying that you will like having an appointment.
Yes, that way you won't have to wait as long.
Right. If you have an appointment, you're helping yourself.
It's funny. I always feel like they move them through so quickly, but I guess the Ozark versus Nixa battle is really a wise decision because it is really busy,
Yeah.
Which is a good problem, but there you go.
Well, hey, if you notice a lot of people dragging this morning, it's probably because they just got home about an hour and a half ago from the Stones concert last night. What a crazy night out at Buffalo Ridge Amphitheater in Ridgedale. Man, oh man, the Stones.
Yeah, it's wild. I have not seen anything. I haven't looked either, but I need to go scroll through Facebook and see some pictures and hear some reports.
Well, I was up last night. I went to bed right after 10, but they hadn't taken the stage until about 9:50 last night. So they were just getting started when I was going to bed.
Because I would be falling asleep sitting out there.
Well, a lot of people, I'm sure, were, because this is not what they normally do on Sunday night. So Monday morning is coming early for a lot of folks around the Ozarks. But hey, it's a once in a lifetime, maybe once in a lifetime. It really is.
Thing. That's cool. That's
certainly
cool.
Certainly to see the Stones here. They're in their 80s, the Stones. I mean, it's amazing to me that they're still staying up late and doing all this themselves. So if they can do it,
it's all they've ever known.
You can. It is all they've never ever known. That's right. They don't get up until noon every day.
Yeah.
So the Stones last night. I wish we were there. We had a chance to go, but you were traveling. We were both traveling this weekend. You took the girls to a swim meet in Kansas. I then went and took.
I watched them Friday, Saturday. Then Ethan pinch hit on Saturday. We passed the baton, and I flew to Indianapolis. My flight was delayed coming home, but it was on time going out, which was good because of the meltdown on Friday with all of the software, the cyber.
Right.
Well, I was going to say cyber attack. I guess it wasn't really an
No,
attack, but
it was
the down system.
Yeah, because you
So
flew on Saturday, so they had it ironed out by then?
they had it ironed out by Saturday. Yeah. But speaking of dragging all of the TSA workers, and they're so friendly, honestly. They're all very friendly, but I was like, "How's it going?" I feel like I'm a regular, we're like on a first name basis.
In
And he was
Springfield?
like, yeah, in
Yeah,
Springfield.
yeah.
He's like, "I'm exhausted." And I was like, "I'm sorry. I forgot about your day yesterday."
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it was a good weekend. I was in Indianapolis. Honestly, I loved it. I loved Indianapolis. I did. I walked the Central Canal. It's sort of like a river walk. Like I've been to the river walk in San Antonio. It doesn't have the same vibe at all, but it's essentially the same thing. And it was
Mm,
great. It was great. And then Sunday was at a church up there in Indy, and it was just a really cool place. So good
cool.
times.
You
Yeah.
were there to speak at the church Sunday morning, so
I was there to
that's why
speak
you
on
were there.
Sunday morning. Then Ethan was there to cheer on the girls. I watched the first half of their meet. He watched their last half. And then the boy cheered him on too. So it was a family affair.
Yeah, we don't go to Wichita. Is that the dog? I don't go to Wichita much, but man, there's not a good drive to Wichita. Yeah, I see it. I could hear it. I'm on 2-lane roads for half the 4-hour drive to Wichita.
Yeah,
What's
it's
that
interesting
about?
because I've driven to Wichita before and I had never gone that route before. But then I was talking to all the other swim parents, and that was the way that it sent them, and that's the way that it always sends
Well,
them.
it
And
was
I'm
half
like,
an hour faster.
yeah, it's
But
just so strange because I know that I've been to Wichita in recent years, but yet it it was never
well,
the suggested route
I
until
looked at
this year.
alternate routes, and none of it was interstate. So I was expecting I'd be able to stay on 44 longer or something, but man, it was just not a great drive, especially at
Yeah.
night. I mean, head-to-head traffic.
Yeah.
So anyway, we all made it, thank the Lord, and the girls did well swimming. They had another big meet this coming weekend, and then are we done for a while
Well,
with
this
swimming?
weekend is champs. So
I know.
after champs,
Then we're done for
then
a
we're
while.
done.
Get a little break. Okay. That'll be nice. Do they get a break, or are they going to just continue to swim laps?
Ethan, I feel like you're making fun. What's going on? I don't like it.
I'm not making fun. I'm not making fun. I'm just saying.
No.
I mean, I got a break from soccer. Are we taking a break from swimming?
Yeah,
Does it ever happen?
Yes. Yes, a short one.
After this? After champs?
After
Okay.
champs.
All right. That's what I'm asking.
Still triathlon season though, but
okay. All right. Hey, have a great week. Started out.
Listen, I just need you guys to know that my glass is half full. Mine is. I don't know about his.
Well,
you know what? I'm not in charge of his glass.
My glass
I
left.
can't. I'm not in charge of your glass. But
my glass left
just a word to the
Friday at
wise,
8 a.m.
you should fill it up.
My glass left Friday at 8 a.m. and arrived back at my house at 8:30 on Sunday night.
Yeah,
so that was
I get
my
it.
weekend.
I get it.
Yeah. Hey, have a great week, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
All right. Feliz Navidad, everybody.